Good day and welcome to the studios of Poly TV Laro. It's time once again for newspaper review and analysis. My name is Femi Afolabi and I'm being joined in the studio by Mr. Deji Adeyemi, the one I called Baba Agbalagba, a veteran journalist, a broadcaster, and of course, a publisher. Mr. Adeyemi, welcome again.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure always.
You're welcome. We will start on an economic note, and being that I go to the front page of a Vanguard newspaper, and Vanguard this morning says, amend new tax law, Petroleum Industry Act, Electricity Act now, and that is being said by the Nigerian Economic Summit Group. They want the government to amend the new tax law, the PIA, and of course the Electricity Act. These three laws that we mentioned, as present, seemed to be at variance or contrast with the realities happening around. You know that after the passage of the PIA Act, the Petroleum Industry Act, by the former administration,
yes, the Buhari,
President Tinubu has announced another executive order which now mandates the NNPC to return or to lodge all earnings, all money into the federation account instead of what the PIA guarantees that NNPC can still hold some amount of money. I think that amount to some of the reasons why the Nigerian Economic Summit Group is asking government to review these acts generally.
Well, I think there is some punch there, in the sense that the Nigerian Economic Summit Group asking that law should be amended because there's a conflict already. The law, the PIA, on which basis the entire oil and gas industry in Nigeria operates, is saying one thing, and then there's an executive order saying another thing. But don't forget, an executive order I won't probably say I know so much about that an executive order, I don't know whether it really could be said to be ahead or over the Constitution, the law. And I don't think so. I think the law, the Constitution is supreme.
Okay.
So this must be sorted out. Yes, I guess that for President Tinubu to have given that order, they must have seen some issues that really don't tally with governance. Maybe it could just be corruption to go about it, because when NNPC was taking 30% of what accrues to it, at a point they were not even sending anything to the Federation account. It was reported. So why should that be? And so when the government, the president now says that, look, first bring in everything, and then what really belongs to you would be sent back to you. That may just be a solution to the thing, because NNPCL, as it were, they have been in the eye of the storm for quite a long while, especially when accountability, financial accountability. So I don't know. I think that is really not that is not really proper. It's obvious that there's a conflict as it is now. Now, in Nigerian Economic Summit Group also mentioned something about the tax law. Okay. Yes, they wanted a clarification on which business is a small and medium enterprise, and what kind of taxes are imposed on them. And of course, Kama is also saying another thing. So the definition of a business enterprise must be clearly given, such that it will make the tax law work seamlessly.
Okay, I think your explanation give adequate reason why these laws that we are talking about, the PIA, the tax law, and of course the Electricity Act, needs to be reviewed because of
Yes.
the current happenings in town.
Yes.
We will make do with that. And still talking about the economy, I go to the front page of the Guardian newspaper, and Guardian this morning says, fresh concerns over funding risks as Nigeria's public debt hits 159.2 trillion naira. The debt is mounting, like we reported, and of course, another report says the World Bank is ready to give $50 billion to Nigeria and others against the background of what is happening in the international, especially in the Middle East. And economists are saying, as Nigeria's debt is mounting, so is inflation rises. What is the hope of the common man?
Well, I once said that the Nigerian economy is very unpredictable, and apart from that, that we ought to have a situation whereby
we are talking about the Nigerian economy against the background of the mounting debt.
Yes, I think I said the Nigerian economy is such an entity that is quite unpredictable. It is not 1 + 1 is equal to 2. But even then, that's why some people are in government, to make sure that things work out right. The citizenry enjoy the dividends of democracy, let me put it that way. However, this loan, 159 trillion naira, I don't know what generation will repay the loan. Because
look at what the Daily Trust added to that particular report. It's a comic relief anyway. Daily Trust is saying 159.28 trillion naira debt. Each Nigerian owes 724,000 naira. So when are you going to pay yours?
Well, the fact remains that I don't. Payable, winnable. So I mean, did I owe anybody money? But they were owing on my behalf, and it's so wrong. It reminds me of a friend of ours who went on a mission, and he was taken to the professional journalistic thing to the White House during the Bill Clinton administration. And he said that when they ate with Bill Clinton on our behalf, so they have taken the loans on our behalf. But as I said, generations yet unborn. Because I don't know how are we going to pay? It's not a dash. So people, and of course we have to pay back. And don't forget, these people that give us loans and the rest of it, their interests are embedded in these things. Maybe privileges, trade privileges, and all the rest of it. So let us just pray and make sure that the administration is able to, by the time the present administration or the president is exiting, maybe they would have brought the thing down to a manageable level. I'm not averse to people taking loans, but what do you do with the loans?
Okay, let's look at the country's insecurity challenges. I go to the front page of Daily Trust, and that particular report gets traction in very many of the newspapers published today. The Daily Trust angle to it says, insecurity, Nigeria in state of war, Arewa Consultative Forum. And the Vanguard titled that particular report, Arewa Consultative Forum raises alarm, says insecurity has reached state of war. We're still battling insecurity. And just yesterday, while the general, that was killed along with some soldiers a few days ago in Borno, while they were being buried, there was another attack somewhere in Borno State, which our troops were able to repel. It's like we are not getting the green light at the end of the day.
Yes, I think maybe they are just waking up, the ACF. The war has started long time ago. Even though the ACF just waking up, our government itself may just be waking up. But those guys have declared war a long time ago. And of course, yes, President Tinubu is trying. Not too long ago, he declared a state of emergency on insecurity. And it was after that we had these collaborations with the USA. And of course, I learned that the French might also be coming, but that would be very difficult. France and US, well, maybe if they collaborate between themselves, our own business, war has already started. Let them just go in there on the battlefield, and of course, take off these bandits and terrorists.
Not long ago, Nigeria discussed with Turkey, still on these security challenges, and people were criticizing then that the discussion with Turkey was at the instant of prompting of Gumi, because few days to that, Gumi advised that you don't go to America, go and discuss with Turkey. Turkey will assist you.
Well, I mean, let's forget about because left to me. Wherever we can get help, exactly. That's where we should go. Exactly. Not whether it's Asia or the Western Hemisphere or whatever.
All right, let's talk about politics. Politics is
in the
challenges, the crisis they're having with the internal crisis, and of course the onslaught with the INEC. They're still going ahead with their congresses as they were. In fact, they were about picking whoever is going to represent the party as a presidential flag bearer. But despite that, there is an order by the appeal court which says they should go back to status quo antebellum, and they're still going forward. Perhaps they don't really know the implication of what they are doing.
Well, I guess that they know because you have titans of political play in that party, but I still can't find out how they will get out of this. But in the meantime, maybe they have a plan B, that is putting the whole thing in the court of public opinion, because they had a very smooth and successful convention, but INEC was not there. And the electoral law says that INEC must be present at all congresses and conventions and the rest of it. So how they are going to wriggle out that naughty issue, I don't know. But in the meantime, I must say that there is this new electoral law that we have. I guess that also in there is the fact that leadership issues are parties' internal affairs, and that it is not justiciable. You don't bring it to the court. It's not the court that will. But at the same time, there are so many rights that we have, fundamental human rights, rights of association, and all the rest of it. So how they just go about it, I don't know. But I'm really excited to, what will happen in the future.
If the new Electoral Act posits that leadership issue party internal affairs, they shouldn't bring it to court. But INEC needs to know which of the faction he is going to deal with. Because as at now we have 3 factions. We have the Kachiku, we have this ADC, Aregbesola Mark, and of course the Matthew Bala factions.
Yes, I think there is a faction, one faction of the 3 had been engaging with INEC before. And that faction is the Mark faction. It was they who wrote to INEC to come and witness their congress or something, whatever thing they had last year. So INEC put their name on the portal. So how it now goes that they are no more recognized, I don't know. They are already in court anyway, and the Supreme Court will do something, I guess, between now and Friday, right, so that we know.
All right, something very related to that. This is by the line. The discussion to select by consensus or general election who is going to flag the flag of the party at the presidential level. I mean, I'm talking about ADC, is on. And Atiku Abubakar said this contest, the
Atiku Abubakar is a very solid politician, and he's been at it almost like for ages. And you know, you take at the time when he had this thing with Baba Obasanjo. I mean, he was in and out of the court, and he was winning. Obasanjo could not, even though he was almost made I mean, redundant, kind of. But in the meantime, he served his term all through. And of course, what I think is that Atiku himself said that is either going to be consensus, and I think they will go for consensus, because of course, and when they get for consensus, he has said in one TV interview that it will be, in fact the question was that would he, why is he with Obi in the same party? Because Obi had been his deputy, or rather his vice presidential partner before. But in the meantime, I think they have reached a point that they don't have to. It's not about fighting now. If they want to contest.
All right, because of want of time, our time is fast spent. Let's quickly discuss this. What is happening in Oyo State? The Tribune, in its front page, the minor report, says Olubadan, Ajimobi, others deny plot to impeach Makinde. Makinde is somehow at loggerhead with tradition in Ibadan. That would be politics and tradition. Because of Sharaf Ali, the alleged or supposedly consensus candidate of APC in Oyo State.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I think these issues will always come up. How we sort them out is the thing, because come to think of it, when politics and tradition are mixed up, you find a situation whereby you find oil and water, and of course they cannot mix. The whole thing is a drama, and of course something that is deep. Makinde and Olubadan, they were like a mentor and a mentee way back when Makinde went to Accord to aspiring to be governor. But in the meantime, wisdom will prevail, such that there shouldn't be crisis in Oyo State. Oyo State is not a place where you have crisis, because it spreads and the people.
All right. I thank you for your thoughts, and I hope the politicians, as it were, they listen to the words of wisdom. Wisdom is the thing. Politics and tradition and politics should not promote conflict in our environment, in our society, as the race to 2027 is hotting up. Once again, I want to say thank you for finding time to be here.
Thank you. A pleasure.
That is our program today. We'll be back tomorrow with our fresh edition. Bye for now.